Hi, it's Glenn here. In the last video I showed you how easy it was to add new blog settings to our software. In this video we're going to start posting articles from ezine Articles. First thing you need to do is to log into our central email address, our slobsdemo@gmail.com. That is the one that's going to receive all of the articles, as opposed to the one where we need one email address per blog. And here you can see all the categories that we've been working on in the past. Now you will notice that some of them have brackets with a number inside. That tells us how many emails there are in that particular folder. You'll also see some that are longer than the width that we can actually display. But if you put your pointer over it, it then brings that up as a bubble and tells you what's inside. So construction industry has one email. It's also slightly bolded as well. It's not always easy to see on the screen, but you can, by putting your pointer over it, you can see much more easily. So first thing you need to do is to grab the first article we're interested in. So I normally work from the top down. So click on construction industry. That's our category. So open that up. And co-locating businesses and fabric structure cost efficient for rural development. You need to decide from that description whether it's appropriate for you or not. If it is, or you're not quite sure, just click on the title of the article, which is then going to take us to ezine Articles, and I'm going to hold down the control key and hit the end button, which just takes us to the foot of the page, and then I'm going to press page up. I will be returning to one of these pages to give you more of a detailed analysis of what's going on in it. But what we're interested in is under article tools on the left hand side, we're interested in ezine Publisher. And I'm going to now press Control and End again. And what I want to show you is we have a section for keywords. We have a summary of the article, which are going to be using our meta tags to actually provide us with a bit more search engine optimization. And then we have two articles. We have the bottom article in the second window, which is HTML. And then in the window above it, it's the plain text. Now what we're interested in is the HTML version. So we're going to start from the bottom up. So simply clicking keywords highlights it all, right click and copy. Then we're going to come back to our software and we're going to post for ezine Articles, Glenn's Awesome Business blog. You may well have a number of blogs down here eventually, yours and for your clients if you have any. The category was construction industry, so next. Article tags is the same as the keyword, so right click and paste. Always right click and paste as a plain text rather than anything else. So now I'm going to come up to the summary. Again, click on it, right click, copy. Back to our software, that's the article excerpt. So right click and paste and next. Now we need the actual article itself. So go back to the ezine Articles and here it is. So we're going to click in there, right click and copy. Now for those that are interested, in the original versions of Slogs we'd have to manually edit a lot of this HTML code to actually remove all the surplus that is provided with it. Surplus like the body tags and the HTML tags, and at the top we have the header tags. And we've got background colour and things like that, which will interfere with our blog. The new software that I've designed actually takes care of all of that for us. So as long as we've highlighted it and copied it, we're going to come back to our software and we're going to paste the code in there. And then we're going to preview the post and you'll see that it's all been tidied up. We've got the category, construction industry. We've got the keywords or the tags, we've got a summary, and then we've got the actual author. So we've got the title up there, by, It's not going to be displayed in this way on your blog. It's just a convenient way of displaying it to you. And as you can see there, the SIG file, the author bio is intact, which is what we want. So when we're happy with that, everything's gone through smoothly, we can then post the article. And then wait for a few seconds. It tells us everything that's been done. And this is the kind of information that will be sent to the admin email address. It'll have a bit more data than that, but that's the kind of thing that it will email to your clients or to yourself. Right, okay, so that's the first part done. We now need to go into our email address that's required for an individual blog. So I'm going to click on it here. And you look at it, you think, oh my goodness, it hasn't arrived yet. But if we click on more, come down to spam, I might have to wait a moment or three for it to come through. So I'm going to pause the video here while it comes through. Okay, welcome back. It's been a couple of minutes now, and in the inbox box you can see that there is nothing there. Just double click an inbox, but in the spam, which I expected it to go to in the first place, we have our article. So the first thing we need to do is to open the article, and we want two bits of information. First of all, I want to highlight the whole of the email address where it's from. So I'm going to copy that because we were going to be using that shortly. Then I'm going to go into more, filter messages like these, and where it's got that email address, create a filter from this search. You don't need to make any changes here at all. Create a filter from this search, never send it to spam, and create filter. So that will deal with future emails coming in. To deal with this email, we simply click on not spam. So we go back to the inbox, there's our email. We need to mark it as unread, so click on the little checkbox there, come across to more, mark as unread. So now we have it, we'll take the checkbox out of there. So that's the first part of the system now sorted. The second part of the system is we need to just make a slight configuration change to the Posty plugin within our blog. So I'm going to go to my blog, scroll down to Posty. Come on, Posty, wake up. Come across to user, and where it's got authorized addresses, right click and paste as plain text. Scroll down, save changes. Just wait a moment for that. So you should remember these settings from a previous video where we had the user ID, which is the blog that we just got the email from. Rather, the email was sent to from the software. So what I need to do now is over here, process email. That's going to take a moment because we're doing this manually. Normally this will run automatically on its own. Okay, after a couple of minutes I've gone to posts. Don't forget that post itself, if you just double check here, post itself will automatically scan every 5 minutes. So under posts we just made it run manually just to test the system. We can see now the title, the author, the categories, the tags. So let's visit the blog. And here we have it. Recent posts, obviously we've only got one so far. And here's the article itself. I've not done any work at all in laying this out properly. You can see it's been nicely formatted. And we have the author byline as required by eZine Articles and the author, and the software automatically deals with it. We've only posted in one category so far, and therefore only one category will appear under the categories listing. So I'm simply now going to very quickly, I'm going to come back to here, go to the next category down. I'm not going to post all of these, I'm simply going to take the first one. This is industrial mechanical, just for the sake of argument. I'm going to post all of these. because this is a temporary blog, it's not one that I'm working on properly. Control and end, page up, takes us to eZine Publisher. We'll click on that. Control end. We're going to go back to the software now. We're going to post another eZine article. I've got one blog, as I said. Next. This was industrial mechanical, so put check in that radio box. Next. This is where you want the article tags and the article excerpt. So where are we? Wrong one. This one here. So single click, single left click, that is. Right click, copy. Come back to the software. Right click, paste as plain text. Click in summary. Right click, copy. Back to the software. Right click, plain text, paste as plain text. Next. Is going to be asking for the actual eZine article itself, and we know from previous it's this box here above the summary. So single left click, right click, copy, come back to the software, right click, paste as plain text, preview post, make sure that everything is the way that it should be. Happy with that. Author's byline at the bottom. Post article. So that's it. That's the second article now posted. I'm going to wait for 5-10 minutes for the software to automatically post the article. I'm not going to do anything to help it at all, so I'm going to pause the video here whilst it does that. Okay, welcome back. It took a few minutes for the email to get into the Gmail account, and then obviously within 5 minutes of it arriving at that email address. As you can see here, I'll just refresh the page. You'll see we have 2 emails, and we have 2 emails here. So let's go back to the site and have a look. And I did nothing for the second email to force it through. So here we have things you should know, things to know before selecting an isolation transformer. Again, nicely laid out. This is where I've got the blog set up at the moment to show several posts on the home page. You will notice under categories now we have construction industry and industrial mechanical. So as you start adding more and more articles, the more categories will be displayed. So I hope you found that useful. I'm just going to do one brief video after this, which is all about the management of your email. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.